And hello and good afternoon, good morning, and good night. What did like the Truman Show? Didn't you have a thing he would say? Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Anyway, is audio working? Okay. Yeah, audio I think is working. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Binary Ninja live stream. It's Friday, it's Father's Day weekend. I've got a hot cup of chai. I'm enjoying hanging out today, so hopefully we can as well. Thanks everybody who's hopped in. If y'all saw, I guess okay. First, I'll do the backup stuff, and let's go to kind of like changes of the week. So we'll just do a quick summary, talk about the features that are new, things that have landed since we last. So yeah, I guess last stream was before I went on vacation. That's it. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thanks, Tank. Yeah, that's perfect. Man, Jim Carrey in his heyday. That was good stuff. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. So yeah, let's get caught up on kind of what's been happening because there's actually, let's see, I think, yep, got the latest dev right here. I just switched to. So I don't remember which test binary this is here. It's been a while since I was on this VM. That'll work. Okay, so I've got my layouts here. This has a couple of things just right off the bat. There's some fun kind of UI things that we can check out that are different. So if you're on the latest dev, you can play along as well. But you'll notice this tool snippet thing here. Yeah, that's actually left over. If we come over here to the plugin manager and we check our installed ones, you see we've got updates for lots of plugins. So let's update all of these plugins. And where's snippets? Yep, snippets has an update too. So let's update that one. And now let's see if we restart. I think that should fix it. In fact, actually, one of the things that we're working on too is having like the ability to like one-click update all outdated plugins and install new plugins from this like the sort of like new tab, new file tab, whatever. Right now it just has a recent list, but we're thinking we should put a little bit more kind of active content here. In particular, it would be really nice to know like how many plugins do you have installed, how many have updates pending. You want to just click one-click update, automatically update the plugins. Maybe you want to have a welcome section. Maybe you want to have an auto update all your plugins. Like I just want to keep my plugins updated. So there's a couple of stuff we've been talking about for the plugin manager. I think that'll be nice to have. But in the meantime, let's see. So I've updated. Oh yeah, all right. So I updated my plugins, and you'll notice, right, the menus up top have changed now, right? So Jon, who is officially, I think, is now his official title is Lord of Fonts or something like that. It's actually just. He is responsible for all things font at Vector 35. Is back from school where he's one of our summer interns and has been doing a bunch of little UI tweaks. And so you'll see here the menus up top have changed just a little bit. Actually, yeah. So let's spin up stable and compare it here. So if we spin up, this is just 2 weeks ago, 3.1. As it came out. Actually, there's a couple things that we changed. So let's move the browser out of the way. Let's move this one over to here. There we go. Okay, so now I can switch. So here is, well, let's open the same file. So this is stable, and then this is. So you'll see. Let's see if let's look at the things that have changed a little bit here. So some of it's a little subtle. There's a very subtle font change that I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't told me. But part of it's Jon going through trying to make sure that the fonts are a little more consistent, that they look good everywhere. And some of that is more subtle than I can even notice, but he says it's better, and I'm happy to trust him because he's king of all fonts, right? Exactly. So, but then the menus up top, if you notice up in the upper corner, you can see that's a lot more obvious that something's changing there. So first of all, those fonts being a little bit more visible. Some of these up top too, a little bit easier to see. And then actually my VM in this box, like the screen resolution is pretty jank. So if it looks bad on stream, it looks bad on my monitor too. I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm just so used to a 4K display downsampled or something, but it looks a little aliased here. But you can see that we have changed around how a lot of these menus work. I want to talk a little bit about like the analysis menu because this was a topic of hot debate. what do we like? What do we put here, right? Like the question of how should these menus be organized? Because we really want people to be able to find things kind of obviously. And so it was really interesting looking at like Apple's guidelines and looking at other kind of just conventions. It is a little interesting, you know, like some products out there you look at and you're like, look at the edit menu, and there's like a million different things in there because there's just like everything ends up in edit because everything can change something, or else why are you doing it? And so like, but we've also even got a mixture of things. Like I would actually, eventually, I want to split out some of these things that are under edit, like find and go to. I would argue these should have their own top level like navigation menus. Like if we actually look at like say, let's see here, where's like VS Code, and we look at, you know, they have like a whole dedicated menu just for navigation, just to be able to go to whatever it is you want to go to. And so that's actually also the topic of this week's stream. Is we've kind of talked for a while about like being able to navigate. Oh, you're lucky I have the other. Someone made a comment in the Binja Slack about my glasses. I'm an old man now, and I have glasses, so I've mostly made the glare, I think, go away. But it turns out part of the reason. Oh, that's why I can see that the screen is so blurry. It's because I have glasses on now. So that's been a fun experience. But yeah, so, you know, there's all these like go to definition, go to cross references that you get in like an IDE or a text editor. And I think we should do a better job of pulling off a lot of these things. We should copy a bunch of these concepts to navigating in Binary Ninja as well. And likewise, like I think, where do they put all the find stuff? They still have, like VS Code has find all over here. But of course, like VS Code, you know, when you open up a file, let's open up like a plugin. And if I can spell it right. Sure, let's do SendGrab. Don't say whatever I have open. Yes, I trust me, I wrote it. So like see, where's all this search stuff? So like right now they have find, replace, find in files. There's not a whole lot there, but I also think that like we could do more with searching. So I'm actually interested in kind of how that can happen too. So let's see, let's go back to Binja because like I said, right now, these are gonna live here. I think eventually we'll probably have navigation and even like searching. Once it's like got so many other different options, you want to kind of organize this too. But for now, this is kind of how we're doing it. So view, of course, is like all the different just views. You can also get to a lot of those here. We hid these options too poorly in the bottom corner for so many years, so we'd rather have it more places than too few. But like analysis, so there is a little bit of a debate internally. We've been talking about like what is a plugin and what's an analysis? Because technically some of these things might be implemented by plugins. PDB, for example, loading data from a PDB is implemented as a plugin, but we ship it by default. So PDB and IDB, for example, are probably going to move over into analysis as well, because these are things that you would do. I gotta figure out how to turn that off, just because my mouse is close to the top of the screen. You know, from a user perspective, like these are things you want to do to like change the analysis of the file and like the whole thing, right? Most other stuff is context-based. Like if I want to change analysis for the function, I would right click it and do stuff in here, use the command palette or hotkey or something. But this is more like overall stuff that you want to do. And so that's going to live here for now. So that'll keep expanding. I think even things like, you know, loading type information may end up in here as well. You know, like IDA, for example, puts a lot of that under like file, like load, like you can load other type information, load header file, load things from here, which makes sense. It's not, you know, crazy that like a lot of the like load import stuff would live over here. But I think it only makes sense because they're just sort of historically like file gets overused for a lot of things. We even debated, for example, like run script, which is also new. You might, yes, thank you. I'm glad you like the glasses, Sergey. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm still not used to them. I have to be very careful not to forget them. But I appreciate it. So the like run script, which is new and has been asked for a while. So like let's do this. Let's test something. Let's make a new script because a lot of people don't want to. I don't need that. What do I do with that script? Show function count.py. from binary ninja. No, let's just do import binary ninja as bn, and we're gonna do let's see. Oh, actually, we don't have to do that. I forgot about that. Yeah, the cool part about this is you all get all the same context. So like I could just do log info. Let me make this font a little bigger. Is that, there we go. Log info, this view has len bv.functions. It's just like my go-to. I'm lazy. I do that thing a lot. Okay, so that's my Python. It's called function count. And if I now run the script from my home folder there, function count, I should have a log window. Hey, this view has 17. All right, I didn't finish my sentence. Functions again. So look at that. And I can save it and then come back over here. And now this is where it gets good, right? I use Visual Studio Code for bigger stuff, but I just have so much muscle. And I do have like Vim mode in VS Code. But for, yeah, quick and dirty, I tend to just go back to Vim. I had a habit too much. But I want to be able to like run the previous ways. Yeah, okay, so I've run the script. Can I? Oh no, there's a bug. Okay, well, this is why this is on dev, and this is why it just landed. Oh, I know, no, I know what the bug is. I know what it is. This is one that we've already identified. You have to have the Python console visible. It's got to be, the Python console has to be up for this context. So that wasn't intended, and that will be changed. In fact, I think it's building like a test build right now. So Emacs, Scott, is a great operating system. It's a good window manager. It's just not a good text editor. So it depends on what you want. Actually, for a long time, I think I've mentioned this on the stream before, I used to run Spacemacs because I just really like Vim modal style editing. It's so fast and powerful. And so they've got like Vim, evil mode for Emacs, and a bunch of other really nice plugins like Helm and other things that come kind of prepackaged language support. And it's quite nice. Although if you're interested in that sort of thing, you may also want to check out Lunar Vim, which I'm running on my box, which is the same kind of thing. It's the same idea of the same plugins and ecosystem and kind of pre-configured as Spacemacs, hence the name, which is similar, but for Vim. So you'll see a lot of the same kind of stuff with like hotkey hinting, where you hit one key, it'll tell you the next thing that's coming up, like all the possibilities. And so that's nice. I like that one. But so yeah, so the bug was I had to have the Python console up. Again, no bug. There's already a fix in testing on a test branch. So I can now just run previous script. And the reason that we've got that is like, let's go into the hotkeys and let's do previous. So run previous script. Let's do, what do you want to call it? Control Shift R? Do we have anything for that? I think I map Control Alt R to like restart Binja, I think. Let's see. But I don't think, yeah. Oh, actually, this machine, I don't have anything mapped to it. So yeah, it doesn't overlap with anything. So I should just be able to go Control Shift R. Oh, wait. Hold on. Is it doing it? Clear the log. Let's see. Nope, clear it. Clear log. Previous script. Okay, so the hotkey is not triggering right. I don't know if I mapped it wrong or there's something else up with that. So the hotkey is not working. That Kat did, she did mention there was another bug as well. So that could be, that could already be a known thing. But run previous script, there we go. So it still works in the menu, and I can do it with the command palette, right? So run previous script. And actually, the other nice thing is the last action you've run is the first thing up. So you can Control P and then enter to get like rerun the thing. So like I want to go change it to, oh, that's amazing. No, there was an error coming out to standard out, ambiguous shortcut overload. So there is something that already has, that's not a bug in the plugin. That's just something else is mapped to that hotkey. What else is mapped to? Yeah, I don't see which plugin it is. Actually, I wonder if I go key bindings and sort by key binding. I think that does it. Control oh, there it was. I saw it for a second before I messed up. Okay, Control Shift R. Oh, that's right. Reset window layout. Okay, this is fair. That was on me. Let's see. Control R. Control R is not actually taken. I would probably map that to like run script and not have it run previous script, but let's do it for the sake of argument to make sure we're working here. Yeah, Control R. All right, that's on me for not checking that. Although I will say, I need to make a note, that error that came to the console really should have been ambiguous hotkey warning to the log window. All right, so that should have gone down below. Oh, wait, where am I? It should, yeah, it should get down below into the log window and not just in the console. I think that would be a nice improvement. But now if I Control R, yeah. So there we go. This just makes it easier for you to do something like, you know, change a script and then rerun it, right? So that's kind of nice. Sweet, that's good to hear, Scott. Yeah, so the new logging system, all the filtering and extra like grouping and naming and ability to set the levels and all that stuff is a little it's a little bit easier to use. Yeah, I think you're right. As a plugin author in particular, you notice, especially when you're debugging, being able to separate. Even you can see right here, right? The fact that I've just got all this kind of garbage all mixed in together. I could instead use the log. I think it's just log, right? Is the I don't remember the syntax, but I use the log command, specify a scope of just my plugin, and then I could switch in the UI over to just that, and then I wouldn't see any other analysis updates or any other kind of messages. So yeah, especially when you're developing a plugin or testing a plugin and you want to like add on a bunch of debug logging, but just for your plugin and not just all the analysis update stuff that happens or other informational messages. Or you can run Binja in debug mode even, which is super chatty and has lots of log information, but you can still filter out just your plugin. So you can have both. You can switch back and forth. So the new log stuff is nice. All right. So yeah, so that's another nice new feature, being able just to like run a script. So nice work, Kat, on that. Like I said, I think she's got at least the one bug where the console has to be loaded. That's getting fixed already. I think it literally is already on a test branch and will get merged soon. The menus got reorganized. What else? I'm trying to think if anything else got closed. Oh, I don't have it on this build, but I've seen it on Rusty's computer just a few minutes ago. He's got a test branch with better thiscall support for x86 Windows in particular. Is plagued by bad thiscall support. So I think it's let's see. I think it's yep, right here. So this particular issue, if you are one of the 12 people who've upvoted that one, that is a highly upvoted issue. That one should be fixed in just a matter of hopefully hours. Oh yeah, that one's an old bug too. It's been around for a while. But yeah, very happy, glad we got that one done. So that's a great one coming down. Yeah, like I said, I think Rusty's doing some more kind of testing and have a few more bits of polish on it, but like the core feature is there, it works, it dramatically improves the analysis of any binary that needs it. So that's pretty great. All right, let's go see if anything else got closed. What else got closed in the last? Yeah, that was just a won't fix. Oh, it's right, the light theme. Yeah, and there's a bunch of little like UI stuff. Yeah, so you can see like Jon again was working on a bunch of font stuff, menu items. I think okay, that's it for there. But the last one is the theme. So let's go grab that. If you happen to be like, say, giving a talk at a conference, your choices to this point were either high contrast, which was kind of a quick and dirty that with Zombies made, just to be able to get a bright, oh man, it completely washes out chat too, you can't see anything. And it's fine for like doing a slide deck on a like, or at least mostly fine for getting just a higher contrast thing, right? Like it gets the job done, but it's not very pretty. Like actually this monitor and the brightness I have, it's better than on my laptop. I was looking at it before. Oh yeah, 3.2 Windows Update type-libs for drivers. I'm pretty confident that is also on the list. Actually, let's double check that. But I know that we specifically have, let's see if I search for, not is open kernel milestone 3.2, or do I have to spell it out? I forget. No, I have to spell it out. Okay, so let's see if I can get the spelling right here. Okay, now driver. Yep, there we go. Wait, didn't I type for kernel before? Whatever. Anyway, there is no Win2K theme currently. I mean, we could even like do like terrible things with like the Qt style sheets and stuff, and actually have even worse theming. Hold on though. Oh yeah, yeah, sorry. I'm easily distracted. But Windows kernel type libraries, yes, on the roadmap for 3.2, should be in the next release. So that is currently the plan. And I don't think there's any roadblocks that should prevent that one. So that one definitely should be coming here. Here we go. So yeah, high contrast has been around. Liege has been around, which was also with zombies, which so named for, except yeah, this was kind of a nasty little bug on it, but it might look, yeah, a little familiar. If you haven't tried that out yet, you might see where that one was inspired by. This is not actually a Vector 35 plugin. Somebody else did that one. I know. Well, like the Windows, the one set of type libraries are already there and already help out a ton. But yeah, there's definitely more coming. Like I said, this call is already landing. We're gonna be cranking through those Windows one. And I will say, if you are somebody who's interested in some of these features, so go to the milestones. Okay, here we go. If you go and look at these these are the current open milestones for the Windows release. It's 3.2. If you see ones you care about, make sure to go to them and upvote them, right? Like go give them a thumbs up in Discord, or to get Discord in GitHub. Where is the link here? Hold on. This is a long, I'm so confused. Why can't I upvote this? Oh, because I'm not logged in. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm not logged in, so I don't really see it. But normally you get the little like emoji reaction thing there. And I mean, I already showed on, there we go, this one. Right, so make sure you go and upvote the issues that you care about, because you know if we get not enough time to like actively solve everything on this list, we very often will do exactly kind of what I showed before, and milestone colon, and we'll just sort by thumbs, right? So we can literally just be like, please show us the most important things. So you'll notice number 3 on the list is about to be done. Yeah, I'm not at all surprised. Split variables. That's super, super important. Although that one is also going to be a lot of work. So hopefully it doesn't overwhelm the time available. Enum on instruction with constant value. Yeah, you can do enums already more than I realized you could. I think I was under the impression that our enum support like didn't exist, but it is, and it's there, and you can add it on a fair amount of stuff. You just can't do it like on a single constant value, but in like a parameter you can. So you can actually specify a parameter as an enum. I think I've done that on stream. Oh right, I mean I'm getting distracted again. That's all right. Last theme. The reason that I was bringing up themes is because instead of liege or high contrast, now you have another option. So summer, which John put in beta, because he just doesn't want people to think it's finalized. He wants the ability to change it, I think, is a nice light theme that is intentionally designed and so hopefully good enough contrast to still be, you know, good for people who like that. So if you have feedback on that, feel free to ping John in the Discord, or leave me a comment on the stream and I will pass it along. But this is under development as like a sort of like the official Binja light theme. Like we wanted like an actual theme that was shipped out of the box that was like our recommended kind of light theme. So that's the goal for this one. So if you're a light theme fan, check it out. Let us know what you do or don't like about it, and we will hopefully keep improving it. All right, where am I going? We were going back for top 3.2 stuff. Oh yeah, I was getting distracted by the enums. Yeah, so like if you, like if I find, printf's a bad one for it. Puts is equally bad. Something that takes an integer argument. Oh here, let me just look at high level. It'll be faster. This is all. Oh yeah, there's not much in this one though, unfortunately. That's why it's called test binary. Let's see. Oh, that was an old CTF challenge. How about this one? Yeah, that'll work. yeah, so like let's do this here. Let's add a new type. And yeah, this is embarrassing. I always get the syntax wrong. Yes. Jordan is bad at C. So let's call this yeah, working failed, and we're gonna put special equals OX2B. No, excuse C, right? Because we're gonna do we'll just use this fgets line here as an example. So let's create the type. And I've got my enum, and now I could say, actually, I can do the override call type. So brief aside, I can hit Y. I can on fgets, right? And I can just change the type information. You notice I've got whatever libc this came from, and so I know it's a buff and in 32n, and then a file pointer in the type information normally. But if I wanted to change just this call, pun not intended, because we were talking about this call earlier. If I want to change this instance of a call to fgets, I can do that with this override call type. So that's a useful thing to be able to know. That's saying I know that I'm not messing with the default type for this function parameter. Oh, I just realized, yeah, my glasses like really reflect the screen, don't they? Hold on. BRB is switching back to reflection as a theme. Oh, I'm gonna have to add the type again, aren't I? That's all right. Oh yeah, now you can actually see the chat again too, because chat was pretty much invisible before. Oh yeah, the performance update, I'm telling you, there's a lot of good stuff on that one too. Not just the performance itself, which of course is nice, but a bunch of other useful things as well. So we continue going pretty quick in terms of the features. So let's add this new type. What do I call it? Whatever. Equals OX2C. And now, override call type, excuse me. And instead, we're gonna call this a state. Instead of an n, we're gonna make it that enum. And you can see we get the whatever. So we do already have the ability to apply enums kind of the way you'd expect at like at different like calls, right? And it will appropriately annotate the parameters by doing the enum lookup. So that's already a thing. Like that's built into Vinja already. But what this issue is tracking, if I haven't lost it, is I just closed that tab. Hold up. How to undo history. Recently closed tabs. Yeah, that one, please. Thank you. What this one is talking about is specifically just like on disassembly, right? So to be able to say, or at like the lower levels where I don't want to look at, I want to just right here be able to like replace that with enumeration. Like instead of being able to display it in like signed or unsigned or hex or binary or whatever other stuff, I want to be able to be like, no, actually just like it's an enumeration. Show me like the enum. So like state working, state whatever, state failed, whatever. There. So to be able to do it here would be nice and is incorporated that. But you can already do it there. All right. So I think that's the state of just like the last 2 weeks of updates, and we'll try to think of anything else that's coming soon or anything worth kind of giving a mention to. Yeah, lots of little updates with debugger kind of coming along. If you actually, yeah, some of those updates are not tracked here because those are off in the other repo. So if you care about the debugger a lot, you'll notice that there's been a fair amount of issues closed here as well. I guess just 2 in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, this was a bad bug, that CPU one, which got fixed. So that continues development. All right, let's do like navigation stuff. Yes, hobbies and life and work and juggling everything can always be fun. So I know how that goes. All right. So the main goal of the stream today, and I hope y'all have ideas, because I'm kind of excited to do this. It was earlier in the week we were having a discussion, and we were talking about exactly like the menus, as I said, and what's going to go where, and how eventually we want to have like, navigate, and you should be able to like use, not only have the go to, and by the way, this is also wrong. Go to address is way more than that. Obviously, you can do like $start. It's not just about going to an address. You can go to lots of useful things, and you can do math, and there's expression, whole expression browser there. So we want to add though other methods of navigation, and we were kind of musing how you could actually build like just using the just a plugin, a snippet, or the plugin system, and you could build some of these navigation things already. And so that's kind of what I'm going to spend now for the next hour or so working on. And so I'm interested in ideas that y'all have about ways to do this. Like, so for example, my first one is, let me see if I can get a suitable binary for this. Let's do like medium level IL. Let's take a look at this. I mean, that's fine. This is not, well, no, this one doesn't have much of anything. That's too basic. Let's find something better. Let's look over, is this malware sample, megatest 2. Megatest 2 has a couple of interesting variables, right? Also, I need to change my default layout here. Let's do medium and high as the default. Yeah, let's do that. So window, layout, save as default. So if you haven't seen that one, that's newer to the performance release. And also in general, like layout saving under named layouts and having multiple layouts and be able to reload them and stuff is also restored. That was kind of broken in the 3.0 update, and we got that one back for 3.1. So I use that, so I'm happy to have that. But now, all right, so this is just a random like test binary. But what I'm looking for is I want to be able to find, like right now, just being able to highlight a variable is nice. These are all not particularly good examples though, but they could maybe work. Let's see. I want to find something where like the variable definition and the use are actually further apart, right? So like my first idea of the plugin I kind of want to do is go to definition, right? So like if I've got some variable, and I feel like this is like naturally something reversers do a lot, right? We like click it, and we just look at the highlights, and then we go find where it came from, because we want to kind of trace it back. Obviously, when you're working at a medium or high level IL, it's already doing some of this for you. Like compare this with low level IL or disassembly, where this, in this case, is right there. It's pretty close, so it's not actually that different. Like I said, this is actually kind of a bad one in general. But a lot of them, you'll see, multiple stacked variables or stack to register something kind of disappear in the high levels of the IL, because it's just the same value being moved around and no extra copies were made or no changes were made to it. And therefore, why do you need, you don't have to like track it back. Like when you're doing actual disassembly, you would specifically look like, okay, there, okay, that came from this, which came from, well, it's a copy there, but it's still the same. So where did RBX come from? Go back even further. Yeah, it's another copy of it. Okay, it came from, no, oh, there it is. Okay, it came from Rex. Okay, so it's the return value of store create. Yeah. So you kind of get that. Actually, that is a good variable. Let's look at that one. Yeah, so that's actually, this is a better one. There's a good one. So high level IL, that's the value we're going to use, right? So this is some store, some like little heap bug thing, probably whatever, right? Where it's making and creating products of some sort, or I don't know, whatever. All I know is that this thing is returning this value, which gets passed as an argument here. And so yes, this function is perfectly fine just to click it and see it. But let's build a plugin so I can click this and hit a hotkey and have it go like to here, right? I want to be able to actually go back to that, the definition of it. So let's tinker with this a little bit. So I've got store free is on line 16 of the high level IL. So I hit, oh, there's a switch statement down there. I didn't even realize that. Huh. So current high level IL 16. All right, so that's a call to our store free. So we're freeing the store, but I want to get that parameter out. And so I will build this as a UI plugin eventually, but right now I'm just going to do this on the command line console. So I can just pull out like .params and 0, and that'll give me that variable. But I can get a UI token using some other stuff, which I'll do in a second. Grouping symbols. Oh, so actually that reminds me, the grouping and functions in folders in IDA, that's actually something we are doing right now called components. So I actually just heard from Peter this morning that Kat and Jon are both working on like the UI, the APIs around components. So we will also have a folder-like system. It's actually related to, like, there's already work on this on that Sidekick plugin, which I've demoed a couple of times on stream. And so we have a kind of working prototype that we're fleshing out, but now building, we're going to build the core ability to like organize functions into groupings into the main product, and then deciding what things go and what stuff will remain like the land of that function. But yeah, so like that was kind of aside, but since you mentioned, I'm glad you did. You reminded me. Yeah, we're gonna get that as well. So you would have, you know, basically, you know, folders organization you could open and close, expand and collapse, whatever. But back to the original point though, grouping. Okay, so grouping symbols. What does grouping symbols like look like? I'm curious more. You mean like if I take like all the variables of this function and like say like these three are related, put them into folders, like maybe under the variable view have grouping or component kind of type thing, or like what is, or do you mean just mean, yeah, by grouping symbols you're like, no, yeah, like functions. You want to be able to take all of these, all the things in the symbols view, which are functions, or I mean you can actually turn on data variables too, but like and group these. So maybe that is exactly what you meant. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure which it was, but and actually Valgrind, I'm curious as well too. Your search visualization, do you like, yes, can you expand on that? I would like to know more like those ideas because I'm curious kind of what you mean. Okay, yeah, so you did just mean related functions. Okay, cool. So yes, the answer is that's coming. It's already in development. But the fact that I almost misunderstood your question now, yeah, maybe that's an interesting idea. Kind of thinking about that. I mean, a related topic we're also thinking of, it's on our roadmap for more the, not 3.2, but 3.3, is being able to like take whole binaries and projects and groups of things together, be able to follow references from one binary into another one. It's like a separate tab, but they're all part of a larger thing. That's like I think Ghidra really has the better like sort of project structure and hierarchy, right? In their concept of what you can do. Like in fact, it's obnoxiously project based, right? So if you just want to open a binary, it actually is super annoying. But the advantage is to be able to like create these projects and binaries that are related with links between the two. I think is something that they do well. Yeah, exactly. Section. So I think like just being able to like group functions. And then, man, I can't wait till we can get. We're hopefully gonna start beta testing for some folks the Sidekick plugin as well, because it will do that clustering and that grouping for you in a really smart way, and it's really nifty. So it'll be especially good for big projects. So Section, if you happen to have projects, either hobby or work, where you are working with very large things that you think that might be helpful, like ping us on Slack. And let us know, because we're about to start looking for people to kind of beta test that. Yeah, Valgrind, feel free to resume the conversation later in Slack or something else, if that would be easier, and we can talk about it more in like Slack or even do like a Zoom or something later if you want, just to whatever video chat. Because I'm curious what you mean by that. Okay, so I've got my Rex variable, and I don't remember I don't think there's a parameter on here that's like get uses, but there is a, let's get possible values, get version, get var. I think I want get var. And then what I'm going to do is source operand. Actually, just var. Is that different than get var? Var is taken. Okay, so let's do, yeah, so that gives me the actual variable, right? So this is the high level variable, this is the variable, and now that I have the variable, I think I can do, okay, no, there's a separate API. It's not a property on the variable. So I'm going to call this target equals, right? So I'm going to look up the variable that they've selected, and I think again I can get this out via the token, the UI token. But let's see here. Okay, so it's current function, no, current thread, current, what did I hit? current function dot get var definition. I think it's get var def. No, it's by definition. This is where API reference. All right. So this definition. Let's see here. Get, okay, all right, so if I've got the high-level IL var, or high-level IL function, get var definitions. Okay, so current high-level IL, get var definitions, and I would just give it a variable. Can I give it target, or do I need to be the high-level IL one? Oh, yeah, there we go. Cool. That was it. So this will, given a variable that I've selected here, it's giving me back this line right here, which is exactly my goal. So I want to be able to like make my hotkey go, you've selected this plugin, hit the hotkey, and then just bloop back up to there. So I think I can just do, let's see. This won't always work the way I'm going to do it naively, but just as a prototype, we're going to do this for now. Because in high-level IL, you notice, like, for example, some of these addresses are duplicates here. Like, I can tell it, like, what if I was looking for the definition of this one? That address, BEF is the same as this one. They're actually both created because in the disassembly, they're both the return value of a call, it looks like. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Right, all three of these, right? So this is just the it thinks that this thing is returning a floating point value that's used later, which I don't know. It's doing something with those, but I don't think it's, yeah, I'm not gonna think about that too hard yet. The bottom line is there are times where there is not a unique address, but I'm gonna ignore that just for minimum viable product, right? So let's just do the littlest step we can to get something useful and working. And we're going to do .address. Actually, hold on. I'm going to get multiple definitions potentially. Just take the first one and get the address, okay? And I can literally just do here is equal to that. Boop. There we go. Okay, so that's the easy part. And now I'm going to do the UI plugin side. So let's see here. I am going to let's do this as a snippet, all right? I don't think I have snippet. Let's enable this. Okay, so I got my snippet editor now. All right, so snippet editor, one of the reasons I want to use that for is because I want to be able to like experiment with getting what's called a UI context. So if you've done some binary ninja scripting before, you know, like there's like the stuff you can get just in the console here or with run script, you get access to like here, which is the address you have currently selected, or current function, or current high-level IL, which is the high-level IL version of the current function. So you get all of those those properties, and those are documented, by the way. Oops, docs.binary.ninja under the user getting started guide, and then interacting, and then scripting console. So these are all documented here if you want to find out more about what those are. But you've got some of those, but if you have a UI plugin, you can do a lot more. And because let's just steal it. So because snippets is running as a UI plugin, any of the snippets I run, I think can get, so let's see here. Let's take back our hotkey, because I'm not original for hotkeys, and I'm going to take Control R. What it was, last, what was it called? Previous, on previous script, right? So let's unmap this. Oh no, there's a way. Clear it. Yeah. Remove key binding. That's what I want. Okay. So that is gone. So now I can make a snippet. Oops, snippet's already deleted. Oh, that's the bug. Yeah. I gotta work on it. That is a bug that I am. Let's do this. Control-Shift-A. Yeah, that's actually a bug that I need to fix in snippets. I know what the cause of that one is. We were just talking about that. I don't know how to fix it necessarily yet, but I think so. All right. Oops. Go. Oh, I lost my hotkey. Oh, not that it really matters. It's literally right here. Okay. So What I want to do now is, okay. Yeah, the trick is I have to remember to like cancel the snippet view, I think. Anyway. All right. So print here, save and run. Or let's do log info. Okay, so that's running. So I want to do log info stir context. I think it's been a while since I touched this code. No, UI context. There's a magic keyword context here. There we go. Okay, cool. So let's look at all of the properties of this UI context object, because I know I can get, oh, and there's a token. Okay, so UI context dot token. So let's do interest. No, let's just do I equals UI context dot token, and let's do log info token stir. Actually, I think it'll coerce it anyway in the form at the f string as properties. This one, however, we'll try both. I'm curious. Dir I that. Okay, so save, and actually we're gonna do Control R as our shortcuts because I can't have the dialog up. I need to be able to have it here. So like I'm gonna select that. Now we hit Control R, and we've got a highlight token state. Okay, and we've got a we've got a dot token inside of the token. So it's like the highlight token, and then I've got an address. I want to be able to get that variable. So let's figure out local var valid. Let's check what that is. I assume it's like a Boolean, and we can be able to say, is this dot local var valid? And I hit this and I hit run. Thanks, Windows Defender. I'm so glad you let me know there was no threats. That was helpful. True, token true. Okay, right. So yes, local var valid. So that's cool. That's actually the first thing we want to do. So let's save that little bit off. UI context.token.local var valid. I'm going to do like an if that, then, you know, so like our ultimate plugin is going to first check that. So we know we've got a local var. Now let's go back up to the token. There was also a token. Let's see. And what do we get for that? Oh, Rax2. Sweet. And we know it's a var valid, which can we just get the, what is value? Core address, confidence, context. Well, let's try type. So let's check the token dot type. Hit this and hit run. Token 66, type 66. Oh, so that's like an enum for like token type probably. That's again like the UI token type and not the variable. So I don't want that. I wanted, what was the other one? Let's scroll back. Rax2 has properties value. That looks the most interesting. Value or operator, maybe. Let's try value. And let's see what this looks like. Yeah, no, that's like a pointer, right? So that's not what I wanted. It's coming back as an integer, but value. And then what was the other one that I mentioned? So local var valid. Oh, local var. Guys, chat, you didn't catch me. Oh, wait, maybe let me make sure of this. Okay, yeah, good. Nobody in chat caught it first. Whew, all right, got my own mistake, right? So local var valid, then we should just have local var, right? Valid back here, local var. And I can't run it because I have to select it here. Local var valid. Wait, was it instead of token.token? No, I thought it was here. I thought it was that one. Oh, no. Okay, so true. None type doesn't define format. So local var valid is returning true, but local var doesn't return anything. I'm not sure why that is. Or, oh, maybe it's the dir? Is the dir the problem? Let's try it real quick. I messed up my f string. Yes, I did. None type doesn't define formats. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. So, well, I mean, ultimately, it's telling me I don't have a local variable here as the token. Let's try, okay, let's just try over here, one of these, just to make sure. Okay, still don't have one. Yeah, clear log. So it's not, okay, so it's not that. Let's put that back and let's do our token.token again. And actually, just for kicks, I kind of want to look at, let's run on this thing. Tokens EAX. And the token here is Rax2, right? Yeah, Rax2. Let me see. What is the type of Rax2? With type I.type. Save. Yeah, it's an enum. I want like Python type actually. So let's okay, so yeah, we're getting okay, let's go look at the docs for instruction text tokens so I can do that instead of just stop blindly. Instruction text token. Let's see if I can get right. So I mean I could look up actually, yeah, if we look here in the source, bet we're gonna get the no, it's gonna be I need to get the enum, right? Oops. Yeah, so which one's 66? Probably variable. I mean, it should just local variable token. Yeah, so it is a local variable token, but that doesn't feel right. Something feels off here. I'm trying to get the local variable valid. I get true, but then local variable gives me false, even though the token type does show. All right, let me see. Let's go. We're doing token.token. What do we get? Core struct, address, confidence, context, operand, text, and type. I'm just gonna poke a little bit because I'm not sure. Actually, I'm just for kicks. I'm gonna run it. Yeah, okay, I don't think that's right. Oh no, it is the same. Token 0. Yeah, operand is not helpful either. It's just giving me an int. I want to, let's go back up to here, see if I'm doing something else wrong. The good news though, that is, wait, yeah, that's quite nice. I can't actually do this with the UI up, which is pretty cool. So the UI context I still have is the one from behind the window. So I can actually just change this. I don't have to run the hotkey and close the window down each time. So token highlight state, but I do want to this window a little bit bigger. Yeah, there's local var, but local var is just none. Let's see here. The other trick with this, by the way, when you're doing UI stuff, is you can look at here and get what was I doing here? I was getting token. structures text token. Type names value with text size. So I probably should. Oh, you know what? There's people in the other room that actually know Binge's API instead of me just banging at it. I'm gonna be right back. I want to go see if any of them have ideas on what I'm doing wrong, and I'll be right back. Enjoy. Do I have music for y'all? I don't know if I have like a. I need like a hold, please. Yeah, I'll be right back. Thanks, everyone. Okay, good news and bad news. Oh yeah, see, I know you need elevator music. I wish I had it. I think I do have a way to turn on like the music that's in the playlist. I need to set that up for next time. Oh, well, even like if I go to the bathroom or something, I need, let's see, like hold music. Yeah. Hold screen. All right. Oh, we only lost one person, I think. Okay. See, but this is because I didn't play like, I have legit actual licensed music, like the intro music or yeah, like the countdown music. Like that music is actually like royalty free. Hey, Amy, welcome. You're just in time to watch me fumble with the with the API. So, but the good news and bad news. I think the good news is that is the right API. I should be using local var. The bad news is it's either broken in Python or I'm doing something wrong with it, or maybe it isn't actually the right thing. But I think none type, yeah. It's literally just unable to create object of type variable, local var. Hold on. That's basically this same as was before. Oh, hold on. Make sure this still isn't. No, it's still not that. So let's see if I can get this working. Maybe I'm not sure if you saw the beginning, but the goal is to build a hotkey that navigates me to the definition of a function. And also, if you might have ideas, if there are other like contextual data flow based navigation, right? Like another one is going to be previous use, which like I guess you could do just with the token alone. Like you could find the token text and do a reverse find, I guess. I don't like that, right? Like the whole point is, I mean, actually, I guess I can just do that even here, right? So I could do that too. I could just say, like, take the thing under my cursor and then go back to the previous one of it, or find the first one in this function or something. But that's like the whole point is I have a data flow API. I should use it, and we want to be able to navigate to it. So I'm also trying to think of what are other ways of navigation that you would want to go throughout a binary. You know what? There is already, I think next cross-reference is a thing. Hold on. Yeah. I never use this hotkey, but it's a thing. Next cross-reference. So it actually, that is a good example of data flow kind of based navigation, right? So I can like click this, and I think I can do Alt X. Yeah, and it went over here to the next one of that thing. Right, so I can Alt X. So that's already a good example. And actually, why is there not a previous cross-reference? That's basically what I was just describing, right? Graph view of variable struct usage. Actually, that's a thing. Take care. Bye, Raphael. Bye. One of our interns is leaving for the day. Do you want to come and say hi to the stream? You don't have to be on stream. You don't have to be, but if you want to be, I always want to offer it to people. And so y'all can't see it, but there's a curtain that blocks like the front door to our office because it lets a lot of light in, which like blows out the lighting. And so every time somebody like leaves when I'm on stream, they're like moving behind this like sheet that's hanging in front of the door. It's hilarious. Maybe one day I'll like pivot the camera around, you can see it. Okay, so we already have basically next cross-reference. We just need previous cross-reference and implement the same way. And that's one good example of it. My son was FaceTiming me. The watch's ability to say, sorry, I can't talk right now is great. So graph view of variable and struct usage. I think I can pull up dev. I think I can do this. I can let y'all see a sneak peek. Okay, don't tell anyone. Shh, don't tell that I leaked this. Actually, I can do it from over here, right? Yeah, okay. So this is our super secret. It only works inside of our office because it's hosted inside here. But this is what we use to like test things. And so you notice the date. This has actually been in development for a little bit. So to your request earlier, who is it? I'm not even gonna guess. This is a plugin that does exactly what you're talking about, basically, right? Given like a selecting of a single variable, like show me all the places it got used. So that's basically a thing. It's basically what this plugin does, and the plugin and that blog post will be out soon. In fact, I think the goal is to get it out next week, so I think that should be live. But yes, more and more ideas. Keep them coming. Those are good. Those are good suggestions.
The channel, in case you didn't see.
Oh, did you hit me up in?
Check the stream channel.
Oh, the stream channel. Sorry,
YouTube,
I'm in the wrong. Yeah, no worries. I'm on my phone. Usually is my. Okay. Glenn was troubleshooting for me off stream.
And then Rusty started saying stuff, but.
Oh, okay.
There's a different way to get the variable out of it.
Okay, so there's another way to do it, but there was the refactor. Yeah, so the summary is the refactor on 3.0 broke the ability to, from Python, do some things with some UI variables. So I did just find a bug. But Glenn has a nice workaround. So let's see if we can get that going for the purposes of our demonstration. Okay, so the workaround should be, let's see. Oh, yes, we do have global structure cross-reference navigation as well. Yeah, so if you, in fact, I don't know if I have a good binary that shows that. Actually, wait, do any of these? Oh yeah, this is actually one of those test binaries. So there we go. Watch this. So let's make these, and then is there any other mallocs of the same size that are the same variable, or we could pretend to be the same variable? No, that's not like I said. It's doing some other thing. Well, actually, here, yeah, every struct create. Okay, so, or sorry, store create is going to return this. We're going to create the store struct. Store. So right, so like for example, yeah, like if I select this struct here, and this member, it's telling me that here's a reference to that particular field, and in this case. Let's see. Okay, so this has that type 2. I don't, so hold on, so this is the store, add product. Actually, hold on. It looks like though, this needs to take a struct store. And if I spell right, let's see. There we go. So it didn't automatically type propagate to this function, which would have been nice. But if I just set that, the one thing I had to do is manually set that first argument. And now all of these uses are inside this function where it's taking the store thing and accessing those fields. So I can select it here, and you'll see in the sidebar I've got both those references. Yeah. Sorry, no, actually it was a good exercise though, because I wanted to like work through it on my own head. The workflow. But yes, other ideas are welcome. See, y'all get the special access. You get to see the early release blog. This is a pretty good one too. And if you slice the video at just the right times and stack them together, you can read the entire blog. So enjoy, or you could just wait a week and read it, which I highly recommend. It's probably not worth all the effort there. All right, so let's get back to Glenn's workaround. So Glenn's workaround is I can, let's see, can I do this? Current function state. Stated. Okay, yeah. Token.value. Okay, so that identifier. So this rax2 identifier, which was under token.value, which I said looked like a pointer. It's actually its token.value, right? Right, and then there's the value. That is interesting. So what I should be able to do here is do a test is equal to variable dot from identifier current function and that number. Obviously I could just, well, actually no, I'm doing that wrong, right? I know the value. Why am I copying and pasting? Let's do it this way instead. Okay. So, and now log info variable test. Save. We're running it here and we're hitting Control R. Hey, variable rax2. Woohoo! Perfect. Okay, so that's our workaround. We've apparently identified a bug that, because nobody's used this particular bit of the API in the last several months. So we will, we've got a variable. And actually, again, the right answer here is, okay, so actually let's build this up a little bit more appropriately and say first, if UI context.token.local var valid. So I've got a current local variable. Then v is equal to, like this is our little awfulness to get us the local variable. And then what did I do earlier? I said navigate to here is equal to, yeah, all you have to do is that. So we should be able to do our v is now our target. Should be able to here is equal to current high level L, get the var definition of our variable, first one of the address. So that should navigate us to our address. All right, so let's try it. So if we did it right, this is a first try. Yay. Okay, cool. Where's my, oh, hold on. I hope that worked. Did that work? Oh, it's long. It's still going. I've not had an excuse to use that. Tell me if the soundboard worked. I really hope the soundboard worked. All right, so we have successfully built a little plugin that will take a variable that you've selected and go to where it was defined, which is quite nice. And then we also have, I'm like overly pleased. Okay, good. Yay, my soundboard worked. It's so ridiculous. I put that in like a long time ago, and I don't think I've ever used it. Go back to the definition of the variable. So that's quite nice. All right. So what other? I'm trying to think if there's other ideas. We've already got the core already has previous cross reference, right? Or next cross reference, and we want to add previous cross reference. So that will give us all like the variable, like just previous back and forward. I'm trying to think. What's another good? Yeah, thank you, Sergey. Let's see. What else? What's another good? Oh, I will show one example which kind of already exists, but I think a lot of people are not aware of it. Specifically, if you're looking at any flow graph, whether it's disassembly or an IL disassembly, like you can get high-level IL flow graph if you want, whatever. You can navigate, and this is actually a pretty reasonably nice workflow. You'll notice when I go down from the last one, I can select all of my highlights, and then I can go like left and right between them. So you can actually use this to quickly navigate between basic blocks. And there's something that, let's see, what is, okay, hold on. So let me go find, if I can get it, it's gis.github.com ciphertext. So I have a set of Vim key bindings that basically make use of that. Enable plugins for Binary Ninja. Most of these have nothing to do with Binary Ninja, so thanks. Good job, Git. All right, so let me just look through my archives here to see if I can find bash scan, bash or she. Oh, you know what? I really need to get rid of some of these. Also, I'm not logged in, am I? Because if I'm logged in and I show like private ones, that would be awkward. Hey, key bindings. I bet this is it. Is this it? So, close. This is Vim, but there's, well, I don't know if this will actually work. Let's just try it. Yeah, let's see, because there was something that this could do that I haven't tried in a while. Come on. Okay, so I've already got a key bindings, copy key bindings, dot bold. What's my paste hotkey? Right click paste? Yeah, that's my hotkey, sure. All right, so let's try this again with the key bindings. Now, I think what I can do here, speaking of navigating, is, all right, so I've got J and K, yeah. And so like H and L, yeah, so I can navigate through here, but I think, yes, okay. You'll notice I basically navigated the entire block. So this is kind of like a useful, I think it's a kind of useful thing that I haven't played with a whole lot. But the idea is you can navigate like just looking at like block at a time. So it's kind of like a way to use keyboard to quickly trace through the flow. Maybe you like you want to like zoom out a little bit more, and then like so I can do shift. What I did was shift J, which let me see what I actually did in my key bindings. I don't remember. Shift Y, or shift plus J. Oh, page down. Oh, okay. So the default keys, I could have not just remapped it if I would have remembered the default hotkeys. But I think if you just do page down, it will automatically navigate to the end of the current basic block. And then you can decide like which basic block from here. Okay, let's go. Let's take the true path. All right, it's here. Oh no, I didn't actually want that. So let's go back up to that, and then let's take the false path, and then page down to the end of that block, choose the next, switch statement I wanted, whatever. So that's kind of another, like I feel like if you just did a lot of exploring, generally you're going to prefer mouse for flow graphs, but I don't know. I'm kind of curious, especially for somebody who has like, trackball or like left-right scrolling, they might prefer mouse. But otherwise, like being able to like go just kind of block at a time, you basically just hold shift and quickly kind of navigate through stuff that way. Yeah, so collapsing basic blocks is so I would like the collapsing basic blocks to be a generic feature of the flow graph API, which would mean it would just work like everywhere we have flow graphs essentially. But it's not currently supported. In fact, I'm pretty confident there's already an issue for that. Let's check that out. Because if not, we're gonna go file one right afterwards here, but pretty sure that was a thing. Block grouping, yeah. Yeah, that would be useful as well. It's labeled as medium effort, which means we think, yeah, like it would be good, but it would also be kind of a pain. There's definitely people that have, but yes, I apologize. And if you say something and it's already an issue, that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. So keep ideas coming because we definitely want to hear them. And as well, again, you can go and throw a thumbs up on that so we can. Exactly. There's an issue for that, TM. 2018. I mean, there's lots of issues from 2018 and older. There's if we had infinite time, we would be developing everything. But like the vast majority of the hard things is figuring out what to do next, right? Someone's coming in. I don't know if that came in. I assume the mic picked that up, but who is it? Let's see who it is. Hello and welcome. You want to come? You want to come on stream?
Sure.
I've been touting. I do want to tell people about the future of summer.
Uh-oh.
I mean, you don't have to. I showed everyone summer. Hi, John.
Oh, no.
There you go. Well, I mean, I've got glasses on. You can. Who's the Casey Neistat? Like always has like sunglasses on when he's.
I think that's him.
I think that's the guy that like does that right on YouTube. So like it's a thing. So I've good time that you're here because I showed off summer. We talked about the menu refactor and showed off the menu.
Contentious design decisions.
It was only contentious like for a little bit internally, and then we all came together, and I think we're all equally unhappy with. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Everyone's equally happy.
We all
like
have our own personal issues with it.
No, it's actually like I think we're pretty good with it. So Scott says hi. So yeah, is there anything about the summer? So we looked at summer.
Yeah, it's like
it's mid.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's mid. Like
I'm learning the right language.
We needed a light theme, so
we have a light.
I made one.
Yeah,
that's it. Like it's not award winning, but it's
like no. Hold on, but I'm not sure. Do you like reflection now, or do you? Because you've gone back like for a while. You're like, no, reflection's the worst, and I still think it's my favorite theme.
Reflection is canceled. You heard it here first.
So when you're a designer, it just means you're perpetually unhappy with everything that's ever existed.
That's correct.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There are better themes,
condition.
But I suppose until I make more themes that ship with the product, I can't really say reflection is canceled.
Can't complain too much.
I no longer use it. I use the dark theme now.
You just back to dark. It's I mean dark's reliable. It's solid.
I didn't make it, so I can't like get angry.
Oh, is that the reason why? Yeah, because your own failings you feel like are magnified in the theme when they come out to like
it's way worse looking at your own creations. My two least used sidebar panels are variables view and stack view. Look, I've used them single digit times after making them.
I was looking at variables earlier. We were just looking at, in fact, we almost looked at variable source code because the variable view has
that you want is in there.
The code that I wanted to to do this navigation stuff.
Which I saw Slack when I was eating. I think that no longer works. Or
not for Python. We got to work around. Glenn clutched it.
Works for good languages.
And it works. Well, listen, man. It works for languages that are hacky if you hack around enough. So here, I'll show you. Watch. I built a plugin. I can select this variable and I can hit Control R.
Wow, you're really zoomed out. I don't have my glasses on.
So oh no, just over here. This one. Anyways, I was here. Oh, hold on. There. Sorry, everyone. Now everyone else can see. I was here, and then I can hit Control R, and it just goes to the definition of the variable. So like, hotkey to navigate straight back to where it came from.
Megatest is still getting some active use.
It's getting Megatest is solid, and also it was convenient when I needed to solve some structured stuff. And actually, yes, you already got light theme for life mentioned in chat, so I think we may have another convert for summer. So
yeah, it's better than high contrast. I don't think anyone's arguing about that. Yeah. I don't think so for anyone who's curious, part of the difficulty with making a good light theme is that we've kind of had a dark theme by default forever. So there are some inherent
baked-in decisions,
inherent biases in our theming code that make it harder to make a good light theme. basically. So some of those I fixed. Like you can theme the drop shadow on graph nodes now. You can theme the if you're in a
Oh,
reflection
that's right.
view.
Actually, yeah. So let's look
Oh,
like
let's
yeah.
find out if I broke this unintentionally.
No, but like this right here, this little drop shadow is part of the
That's
theme, right?
themable. You
Yeah.
can also, if you pull up disassembly and high level IL, these are the related instruction highlights.
Yep.
Yeah, those are a themable color now.
Oh, it wasn't before. I didn't realize that.
No, it was hard coded as get theme color code symbol dot darker 200. Like
That's amazing.
terrible. I mean, it worked for all the
Programmer
existing
arts.
themes we have.
Okay.
But it was removing that so that you could theme it was better.
And it is nice. And by the way, I think we've already mentioned this, but if you do themes or are interested in themes, you should read the blog. Can I do this? Can I just be like, please search this, Google? No, I can't. It's gonna do that, isn't it?
Of course, that's what our 404 page says.
There we go. So like you can learn more about these concepts in the blog that John did last summer, right? Or was it last summer? I think it was last summer. Am I still not showing? Oh no, yeah, we're back
Feels
in
like
stuff.
forever
Okay.
ago.
Yeah, so it goes by quick, but yeah. So if look at that, Dank just said I might switch over. So you got another convert. And somebody else also agrees that summer will look great on slide. Like, and I will say like that's the main giving a presentation or giving a talk.
Screenshots, everything.
Yeah, that
I will say, so you'll notice that there's the parentheses beta on the summer theme.
yeah, I was gonna ask about
It's
that.
my intentional hedging that I, don't fully endorse this thing. But if you have feedback or things look weird, let me know, because I can fix that for you. But like, if I don't know about it, I've been trying to
Yeah.
use my
Yeah, so Amy basically says, like she uses like white backgrounds in all of her training slides, where again, like having it's just better contrast.
It's definitely
it really
if you're
just
doing
is.
screenshots or slides or everything like.
So Dank, I will say I use a light theme. We were actually talking about this earlier.
You're gonna have to read these to me if there's something to think.
Yeah,
about.
no worries. So some other folks are using some of the community themes. Dank said they might switch. Some will look great on a PowerPoint slide. Amy says I use white backgrounds on all of my training slides.
Yep.
And Dank says I've never used a light theme, but it feels productive. Like you're getting work done. It's not a toy. This is like a serious work project.
Feel like a professional.
Yeah, exactly. The other related, it's not just that, but like outside. If you ever try to your work on your laptop in sunlight, dark themes, not a chance. Like it just is not happening. You have to have a high contrast light theme. It's the only way that it works.
Yeah, there's also, so summer has some design, I wouldn't say compromises, but I have tried to make it as accessible as reasonably possible while still looking good. One of our other employees is colorblind, so he's able to help me kind of test it a little bit and see what does and doesn't work. So I tried to.
So Amy first pointed out that projectors are the other like canonical use case, and yeah, like at a conference you not guaranteed the brightness on your projector, and so you want something like this. Well, that's why high contrast existed. It just high contrast had some like. It was designed very quickly, and it wasn't tested for a lot of the edge cases that these themes have.
You'll notice
some are
that
better for
all
that.
of like the function name colors and other stuff are intentionally darker so that they stand out. If you go into disassembly view as well, like calls to functions. If you're looking at this in black and white, you should still be able to see where the function calls
just
and
by
other
the
stuff are.
the darkness gradient, basically, right? Like
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So try to make it a good happy medium for everything.
Was summer tested on Indian Atlantic Beach? Good question.
It was funnily enough, it was originally to be called Paradise with reference to Paradise Beach because I've been walking a lot around there.
You should have. I mean, you still could.
You said summer was a bad name. You suggested light.
I did say. Well, I only suggested light because I would think it like darkness and light, and we should that should be like
I think
these are our
we-
official light and official dark theme.
I think if we do, this is a official like, it's available light theme. I think if we call a theme light, it should be better.
But you're never gonna be happy. You're always going to.
No, I think we're going to have a light theme. It should be like more brand feeling. This doesn't feel like the dark theme is iconic. It has some common colors. And
That's fair.
that's something that Alex and I can
Okay,
light shed
so
forever.
so this light theme is more of a like let's get the best high contrasty, good for all those use cases we're talking about light theme, and we could call it Paradise. I think it's a great idea.
Still room for
See,
you.
look, another +1 for Paradise.
It's a single line change.
Eric
so
likes it.
should
Yeah.
be-
And then, well, I will say this: when you take it out of beta,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, like that. Then it goes from summer to Paradise. Although right now it is really hot here. It's not feeling like Paradise, but
No.
Anyway, well, thank you for stopping in on
course.
stream. You're welcome anytime.
It's difficult to get in here with that black curtain up. I open the door, started tripping over it.
I told people, I'm like, yeah, anytime I'm streaming, there's literally a sheet blocking the entire entrance to the office.
I think you've explained before. This is the front room of our office.
It's the entryway. Actually, you know what I should do is like actually take a handheld camera once and walk it around.
Gotta make it through here if you want to get in or out. So
Yeah.
that's how Jordan gets roast people into.
This is
coming
how
to
I get
stream.
guests on stream is I just make them.
It's good for morale.
Yeah, on Saturday, 35. It's 93 degrees Fahrenheit here. It's gonna be bonkers. It's really hot
I'm going
tomorrow.
kayaking tomorrow.
Oh, you really? It's raining and hot. It's bad.
Can't wait. Well,
Yes, tell your parents to enjoy the weather. But
Bye, stream. I'll
See
be
you, John.
back. We'll be back sometime.
all right, yay! Scene from John. This is actually my favorite. So when I used to like stream from home, I never got any of that. I really like that we're all back in the office, and the office has been busy lately. It's been fun. Get a bunch of folks. Okay, I think the office does have AC, which is rather important. Rusty's exact words were, he looked at the weather. We were talking about it. He's like, I'm going to stay inside and play Elden Ring all day tomorrow. So that was his response, which I think is a solid choice. I actually also have just barely started. I've got it on Xbox. Office has AC and it works. It died a couple weeks ago, but we're good. All right. I think like I only wrote the one little plugin, but I like that. I'm going to be thinking about that more. And so, like I said, I'm hoping if y'all have other ideas, I want to make kind of data flow based navigation a thing. And so, maybe for example, I don't know, here's a good question. If I've got a binary and I'm navigating around with the arrow keys, right now, if I hit shift, it does what you expect and starts selecting things, right? So, oh, that's a good question, Dank. I'll get to it in a second. If you hold shift, it does that. I kind of like the idea of being able to like just navigate, select a token and hold shift and do token-based navigation, like next cross-reference basically, right? Like if shift down, actually, can I do that? I don't know if shift down is even a thing. Let's find out. Let's bring up the hotkeys and I want next cross-reference, shift down. You can do shift down. Okay, wait, hold on. Do I still have my Vim bindings? That's fine. This should mostly still work. Okay, so no, yeah. So the problem, and this is often the case, right? Like where shift down is captured at the local widget essentially, and so we'd have to go through and like clear it out. So like your normal like hotkeys that let you multi-select are not done. So you can't override that currently with that view. But I'm curious what chat thinks. Like, would you rather have the like shift down do this, where you could just like select a bunch of text and copy it? Which makes sense if you're just like copying out some pseudo-C, right? And you want to just like yoink it, turn off show addresses, for example, and just be like, please to be giving me C, copy it out. But I feel like if you're using the keyboard and navigating, like you might, yeah, I still think that like navigating via cross-reference, next cross-reference, I think that might actually be more interesting. I don't know, maybe it's just me. So back to your question, Dank. The IDB plugin is also, where'd it go? That's right. That was also 2 weeks ago. How did I not? I think that issue was not closed yet, which is why I didn't notice that. Right. But there is also the ability to import from an IDB. Let me talk about that a little bit because there is some interesting quirks and it's definitely not done yet. There's more work that needs to be done. First of all, the current version is a little buggy. That's why it's labeled beta. But more importantly, also it's open source actually. So if you go to GitHub Vector 35, and if you search for IDB, you will see two plugins. One is like the UI plugin that creates the elements in the UI, right? And so that's a little Rust plugin there. Also the Rust continues to expand. I've been told we are oxidizing, which is apparently the language those Rust stations use. And then this, which maybe is a little bit more useful to other people, is an IDB database parser written in Rust. We tried using some of the other existing open source IDB parsers out there, and there were either things that they lacked or there were performance or API reasons, and we ended up just kind of starting over and building one from scratch. And so we've got this one that Rose has been working on. IDA Home does open ID I64. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know as much about the differences between the IDB file formats, but I do know a lot of people have wanted the ability to import them directly. I am based in rust piled. No, it's oxidized. I think you're supposed to say oxidized now. I do hear based a lot though. Let's see. Anyway, yeah. So this is the two plugins. They need some more work, right? Like they're there and you can test them out. And we do know that there are particularly some problems with the import. Actually, if I just do this, I think it's gonna. Yeah, I don't have a. I don't think I have an IDB. Let me see. Not inside this VM. Or TIL actually. Oh, actually, I selected TIL, didn't I? Yeah. So it'll also support TIL files, which are apparently also the same IDB format. Even in CTF, I'm surprised by that. That's impressive. I feel like it's maybe not Rust strength, but yeah, the Rolf ones were actually one of the test files that I know was being used in development. So that's definitely something that I know was on our mind. Anyway, the current state of the plugin is it's tentatively working only for types. So it doesn't, yeah, I think that's like half the chat now is officially in Rust. Oh, interesting. Okay. So the IDB parser, yeah, a couple of caveats for it. And I don't remember how much we've talked about this on stream or not. Writing challenges? Why, Amy, what would you be writing challenges for? Do tell. I wonder. I don't know if I want to out people as what they're working on without them saying first. So, but the IDB importing. So IDBs don't have the file contents in them, and so this was a fun lesson to learn. So if you want to say open an IDB directly in Binary Ninja, you kind of can't because the actual file contents aren't there in the form of a file. It only has the annotation information that was pulled out, which is fine if you're IDA and you can your analysis is represented in all of the data as it's contained within that file. But with Binary Ninja, where we're sort of like redoing and creating our analysis and not just able to load cache from their stuff and not backed by a file at all, it doesn't let us open it up. So the current workflow is basically you have to have the IDB and the actual binary, but then you would say, I want to import from this IDB as an oracle for names, comments, types, whatever other information, and then load that on top of the binary. That's the kind of current workflow. And so that's why you would do from here. It's currently just doing types. So eventually we're going to be doing comments and functions. Yeah, we want to be able to apply that to things. So anyway, yeah, that's where it's at. Like I said, I think it needs a little bit more work. I really do look forward to having that because I think there's a lot of, I mean, even Sergey, when you were doing, your stream a couple months ago, I think we've got like 3 different fixes for sort of the workflow. One is our type libraries are already improved. That's already done. 2 is Clang support for parsing type information, which is already mostly done. It's there. It's not turned on by default, but like I think I've got in my themes the Clang parser. That's what I've been using. And so actually no, it is on and dev it's on again by default. It was just the stable release that didn't have it on by default. And then the third way that would have fixed the problem that you ran into was okay, yes. All right, so good. It's not secret. So yeah, Amy is one of the seafaring folk in Nautilus Institute. So if you wait, so I didn't even look at the BIOS challenge. I heard people talking about it. Was that your challenge, or were there like references to team members in that particular challenge? But yeah, if you played DEF CON CTF, you definitely were exposed to Amy's handiwork, and maybe even some Rust handiwork. It sounds like if that one was written in Rust. Yeah, sadly, I was checked out and on vacation and enjoying life with my family, I think, or is that the family? I don't remember which week it was exactly, but yeah. So, pop. Oh, BIOS. Oh, it's BIOS, not BIOS. Or was that just the joke and it was both? That's funny. Okay, I get it. I didn't realize that. That's cute. Oh, well, good. Then everybody is publicly known as being seafaring Nautilus folk. That's what I'm calling y'all for now, and I decided Nautilus folk, because anyway, it just sounds right. The Nautilus theme. So what were we talking about? I've got distracted several times. I distracted myself. Rust, which we were talking about, because the IDB import. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get some like the function imports and like comments, and some other stuff. I think we've made good progress. The majority of the holdups now are, one, just some bugs with the integrating the type systems, getting the types from the IDB into Binge's type format and dealing with like name type records. So other folks are working on that, I know, trying to iron it out. But I think there's a couple of kinks. Once that's done, this should be pretty reliable about pulling all of the IDA types over and integrating them. And also the reason that we've got both here too is because sometimes, like for example, an i64 or IDB or whatever won't have support for, like, it doesn't include the default type libraries. So there's also just a bunch of like Windows types that they just by default include an NEPE file. And so you can do both. You can import both of those to load all your type information over. So yeah, so I apologize. I don't have a good demo for that. That's a good one to put on the list for next time. IDB import. Cool. All right. Well, thank you everybody for hanging on the stream. I think I'm gonna go and enjoy the heat and the one wheel home from the office, and then the weekend. But we'll be back in 2 weeks. Or thanks you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been just kind of plugging away. There's all sorts of good stuff. As always, let us know if we haven't done something you wanted, like the function grouping. Go upload that, because that one has been. Sometimes we get scared off by something because it's a little bit of like, oh, that'd be a little bit of work. But when enough people are like, no, really, that will improve my workflow, we're like, okay, it's worth the effort, and then we kind of do it. So cool. Thanks again, everybody. Catch you next time, and have a good weekend. Tell your dads Happy Father's Day. Later.